Hi, I'm Lindsay Ray with Lindsay Ray Designs, and welcome to my first video. Now, you might see what I might be wearing. I am wearing a very special colored scarf and a t-shirt that I actually got from our local restaurant here in town. And it says, "My Patronus is a taco." And my friends that know me know that that is so true. So today I am extremely over the moon and excited for my very first video, do an unboxing. I know, cliche, whatever, that's been done. However, this is what I will be opening up today. Now, I have always wanted an embroidery machine, but not only is this an embroidery machine, it's also a sewing machine. And whenever I was doing all my research to find an embroidery machine, I looked everywhere. I watched every YouTube there was. I compared and contrasted. I brought in AI to compare things. But when I saw that this Bernette 79 came out with a Harry Potter themed one, I knew that this was the one for me. So let's go into everything that is included in this machine. Apparently, it comes with exclusive embroidery motifs that you can't get on any software anywhere else. So I'm going to open it up live right here and we're going to unbox it. It has been opened by the sewing machine company, by my local quilt shop that sold it to me, and they wanted to make sure that everything was in it. So that's why it's already technically undone. And I want to show you over at, in Texas, and in Georgetown, Texas, there's a little quilt shop called Poppy Quilt and Sew. And my girl Laura over there, who sells the machines there, she is amazing, a wealth of knowledge. They do their own quality check. That's what these papers are. But what she did for me, I want to show you what she did specifically for me, is that since this is a sewing and embroidery machine, she already labeled a bag that tells me exactly that these are just my embroidery things. And she goes, you want to keep these separate. So it comes apparently with a needle plate and a bobbin case when you switch to the embroidery mode, and the specific foot that you need to start doing embroidery. And so that's what I have going on right here, is that you have to switch the plate, put in the different bobbin, and then here's your foot that you'll put in there. So for the sake of keeping everything organized, I'm going to stick it back in this bag just so I can keep things separate. All right, now let's put that aside and let's start going through what we have here. Here is all of the sewing feet that this comes with. So I know that sometimes when you buy a sewing machine, you have to buy all of these things separately. So let's look at all the amazing things that this comes with. Oh, great. They give you some needles. Oh, two things of needles. We've got some different kinds right here. We've got some oil. We've got to take care of your machine and oil it in all the right places per your machine manual. We've got a button foot. We've got spool holder. Oh, you got to have one of these to change out your feet. Looks like we've got one of those feet. We have this one. Oh, my bobbin is running away. I know that Bernina and Bernette have very specific bobbins. We have our cleaning brush. Oh, it keeps running away. We have our free motion quilting foot. We've got a couple of little holders. Oh, I guess this is to hold some of those feet that spilled out. So since I've never had a Bernina or a Bernette, I'm not exactly sure what these feet are, but I'm going to learn and I'm going to find out. So I know that is a little bit different. So I can kind of tell this might be a quarter foot is what that might be. And then of course there's I know that's a guide, a quilting guide. So that's all the wonderful things that this comes with. So I'm going to go ahead and put these back just so I don't lose any special parts. And you know what she also told me? I'm going to show you what I bought while I was there, is that since the Bernina, you have an embroidery, you use different embroidery bobbin thread, and it's a different weight. You want it a lot thinner. So that's what goes on the back of your embroidery designs. So she said, hey, if you have one of these bobbin boats that you normally do, which I do, which just for all my other ones, right? Just for my regular sewing, but this is just going to be specifically for my embroidery bobbins. So that way that'll keep everything separate. So I'll probably get my trusty label maker out and probably put on hair embroidery, only so that I keep all my bobbins separated. Okay, let me continue to put all this stuff away. All right, continuing on to the next part of unboxing, we've got our quick start guide. So this isn't the full manual. So the full manual is going to be available online as a PDF document, but this is our quick start guide that'll help us get the machine set up and ready to run. So I'm going to keep this out so that I have that. Safety instructions and limited warranty. That's all awesome. Okay, what else we have here? Oh, we have, which is I'm so excited about, we have a need lifter. Now, people feel very strongly about these. They either hate them or they love them. Well, I really love to be hands-free when I'm sewing or when I'm free motion quilting or when I'm doing things, and I like to have both of my hands down. And with this knee lifter, it's going to enable me to just move my leg over and pull the lever foot up and down. So I am really excited about this. And what is really great, this comes with so much, guys. This comes with 1, 2, 3 hoops. This goes up to a 6x10 hoop with a grid guide on it. Does it open on the side? No, it opens up front. Here, I'll use my, yes, these are my utility scissors, not fabric scissors. Don't want to be using our fabric scissors. Oh, okay, so we've got a, look at how huge that hoop is. And then we've got a grid that you can put in it. Now we've got a smaller hoop. This must be the 5x7 hoop. With a grid. I hear that the grid is so nice. And then we've got our small hoop. This is probably a 4x4. With a grid as well. So there we go. All right, so we've gone from that. Now it's out of the box. Now I know this is unboxing and I did technically take it out of the box off camera. However, I'm just not strong enough to do that. So I had to have my lovely cameraman assistant do that for me because he's just taller than me and stronger than me. So, all right, so he did the heavy lifting for me. So what we've taken out is it comes with an extension table, which is amazing, with adjustable feet that can be undone. Here is our embroidery attachment. Look at the wonderful little Harry Potter insignias here. That is just awesome. I love that little detail. I love that this machine is completely black with the gold accents. To me, that just, it's so, honestly, the color is also really what sold me, is that it's so different than any other machine that I see out there. It's not all white with an accent color. It is black with these beautiful gold Harry Potter emblems. All right, so let's get some of this other boxing stuff off. All right, what do we have here? We've got, oh, we've got, yep, this is the vroom vroom. This is how, this is our pedal that we've got. I'll put this off to the side. And then it looks like we've got some tape in some places. So let's get that all taken off. So I am a relatively new sewist, and I really got excited when my father said, hey, I upgraded my sewing machine and I have this older one. So would you like to have it? And I said, sure. But you know, in kid life growing up and having small children, I said, I really don't know when I'm going to be able to use it. So lo and behold, a year or two went by. And he's like, hey, have you done your sewing machine? I'll be glad to show you a thing or two on it. I said, no, I'm just not, I don't have the time for that. I really don't have the time for that. So he was visiting here and he goes, hey, let's break out your sewing machine. Let's just kind of fix some holes in the boys' clothes. And I said, sure, Dad, okay. So I was like, all right. So he taught me a few things on it, and the minute I had the satisfaction of creating something and making something, I took off. And my love of quilting and sewing started with just that, just fixing some holes in some clothes. I didn't go the clothes route because I was like, well, I need a dust cover for when I put this thing up and never use it again, right? So I actually made a quilted dust cover to go over my old sewing machine. And it's actually right down here. Oh, it's too buried. I made that dust cover and I quilted it, and then I fell in love and I could not stop. So then I redid this whole room that was a spare room and an office, and it just keeps growing and encroaching. It's my entire sewing room now, and I have so much stuff and I've inherited a couple of sewing machines. I've got an industrial Juki that I was gifted and an old Husqvarna Viking, but my favorite new machine is my Janome QDC. So that's my favorite, but I think this one is going to be my new favorite. Okay, so let's keep going here. So what I was getting at is that I don't have a fancy sewing machine. This has a computerized screen here, and it looks like we have some demo stuff right here. So is that foot up? No, it's not. Where is the foot? All right, I had to dig out the power cord so that I can lift up this lever, because there's not even a manual lever, and I don't think that I could find to release this. So let's turn it on together. No. There it goes. Let's get the stylus out. Never had anything fancy need a stylus before. All right. There we go. All right, I think it released the demo stuff for us. Let's see what we've got. Oh, wow. So this must have been the fabrics that the Poppy's Quilt and Sew must have done, because with every new machine that they get in before they sell it, they want to make sure that it actually works properly. So they have actually tested a lot of the stitches here, and they did a test embroidery to make sure that everything is working really great. So we've got it turned on. All right, guys. So this is where our thread will go. It will go horizontally. This is where our bobbin winder is. And this is our lever foot that is here. Looks like I'm gonna have to find out how to thread this on my quick start guide. My stylus can easily be stored right here so that I can touch our screen. And everything is computerized in this machine, all of the stitches. And let's take a look at all of the motifs that are here. And it goes into eco mode. Looks like we have to put on our embroidery section to explore and take a look at it. All right, so I've heard that you just have to manhandle this part off right here. That will go, and here's our free arm section that we can do whenever you are sewing. It has some clearance at the bottom. Get myself some more room here. And this will slide right on. All right, so now we've got this on here. Do not pull down on the dual feed. Okay. Oh, we've got to set our bobbin case in there. Oh, wow. Okay, let's take a look at some of the Harry Potter designs that we've got in here, preloaded. So we have the castle, we have the snitch, Hedwig, the glasses. We have 7 pages full of Harry Potter motifs. Wow, look at all this fun stuff. We have all the houses. This is amazing. We have the candles. Look at that. So all of this came preloaded on the machine. And you can't get these anywhere else but on our Harry Potter embroidery and sewing machine. So stay tuned for the next part where I actually get to set this up in its permanent spot and kick that old machine off to the side, and we will have some fun on this. I'll see you later. My name is Lindsay Ray, and go make something beautiful today.